If you've been struggling forever to grow on TikTok and you're trying to get to that 1,000 follower mark and you're just not hitting it, it's probably not because the algorithm hates you. It's probably because you're making some of the mistakes that we're going to talk about today. I've been on TikTok for like about a year now, and I was able to get to 1,000 subscribers within about 60 days. So I'm kind of newer to TikTok. I was not someone who built some huge platform years ago who is trying to tell you what to do now. And actually, they have no idea what you should do as a new creator because they're not a new creator. I have the advantage of being newer, but also having been in digital marketing for the last 10 years because I actually own my own boutique digital marketing agency called Pleasant View Media. So in this series, I'm walking you through all the things that I did to get to 1,000 followers really quickly so that you can copy what I did. And by the way, I also created a totally free workbook to accompany this series, and you can grab it at the link in the description. Problem is that most people when they're starting don't really know what they're doing. They have no clear vision or sense of who they're even talking to. And that's on one hand totally normal because you are just starting. And it can feel limiting to think about niching down and only talking about one subject. But here's the thing, you don't have to niche down to talk about only one subject in order to speak to the right people and get the algorithm on your side. I like to think about not so much the topics right away and niching down into one topic, but rather think about who I'm talking to first and foremost. So am I talking to millennial moms who are maybe a little bit crunchy but not trad wives? Or am I talking to new business owners who are trying to balance like ADHD and having a business? Who is it I'm trying to reach? And once I understand who I'm trying to reach, then I can start developing a content strategy around that. I can start developing a monetization strategy around that. I can really develop the entire business about just speaking to this one person. And here's the thing. Again, I know you're going to think that this is limiting, but it's not. A lot of times, the problem is that this one ideal audience member that you really get very, very clear on in your mind who this is, they're going to have overlap with lots of other people. But by trying to speak to everyone, it's like you're speaking to no one. Algorithm does not know who to put you in front of because they can't literally just put you in front of anyone. They have to put you in front of the right people. And when you're not signaling who that is, it's going to make it a lot harder for you to reach them and grow. And so what we're going to do is we're going to figure out where you and this ideal person that you're talking to meet. If there's a Venn diagram of you and this person, what's in that middle there? What are the middle things that both of you care about? So my ideal audience person, and if you're not exactly this person, that's fine. Because like I said, we're going to have overlap with other people. But by focusing in on this one person, it helps me be clear about what I'm saying and the kind of content I'm creating. So my person is a millennial woman who either owns a business or is starting a business and has kids and is probably neurodivergent. She also wants to have like a more slow, chill life. She's not like a boss babe, but she's still ambitious. This ideal audience person, I don't have to only talk about business with her. I can talk about business. I can talk about like ADHD and trying to manage all this stuff while having ADHD and having kids and like, you know, there's a million different things that we can talk about that still keeps it clear that like that's the person that I'm trying to get in front of. And if you think about someone's page, like their FYP on TikTok, they're probably not only seeing one type of content. There's probably like a few different pieces of content, a few different types of things that they're interested in. And so if we're able to still appeal to that one person, even if we have a few different things that we're going to talk about, that's fine. Think about like the people who do comedy. They're talking about something completely different every time usually, okay? But their vibe, the way that they present themselves still always appeals to a certain person. So we're gonna pick our main topics, the main things that we talk about based on that center section of the Venn diagram. This could be super niche. You could want to be super niche because that's what you want to talk about. But if that is off-putting to you, then definitely take this like framework that I'm giving you right now. So once we understand who we're talking to, then we can move on from there to optimizing your profile. We want people to be able to land on your profile and immediately know if you're the kind of person that they want to follow. And the hardest part with TikTok is that you've got about this much space to do it. So like on Instagram, you've got like a pretty good amount of space to like get across what you want to get across. But on TikTok, it's very, very short. So we want to make the best use of that space that we can. One of the ways is by using keywords in our profile. Now, keywords are words that the algorithm and TikTok is going to pick up on that will help kind of like categorize you into the type of channel that will get shown to the right people. So in your name, for example, there's a reason people won't just have their name. They'll also have like their name and like TikTok coach or business coach or mindset or astrology, right? It's because number one, when people see your name immediately, they already know like what you're going to be associated with as far as your content, but also that's a keyword for the algorithm. And then the same thing goes in the actual like bio section. If you can put a couple keywords in there, that's really helpful both for the person who's coming to look at your profile to see if they want to follow you, but also for the algorithm to categorize you and show you to the right people. And also while we're talking about the profile, let's make sure that your username makes sense, okay? If you can add a keyword in your username, that's awesome. If not, like you want to make sure your username doesn't look like a bot or a spammer. So you don't want your username to be like user number 586,921 million, whatever, okay? Pick a name, whether it's your actual name or just something else that's easy for people to remember and identify, and it's clear that you're a real person.